Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderfall Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today we have a little news video for you. We're going to be going over some of the things that Games Workshop and Warhammer community have revealed over the past few days, and especially we're going to be taking a look at everything Broken Realms Kragnos that we've been shown so far. Now, we're going to start with the Sunday preview, the Mortal Realms Quake Beneath the Tread of Kragnos, as we got the reveal that Kragnos is coming on pre-order this coming Saturday. So that means we're going to get Broken Realms Kragnos, both the book and the limited edition book, which has a really nice cover here. We're going to obviously get the Lord of Earthquakes, the End of Empires Kragnos himself as well, in all his glory there. Lord Croak will be coming out as well. We'll get Dessa and Sinessa, the talent and voice of Slaanesh, the Warsong Revenant for Sylvaneth, Galen and Doralia Vendest, the two witch hunters for Cities of Sigmar, and also going to be getting a new chapter approved for Warhammer 40,000, along with some releases from Black Library like Mortis in audio form, Gashkul Thraka, Prophet of the War, Realm Lords coming out in softback. If you'd like to see a review on that particular book, we have a review up for it on the channel. And then a new Gotrek and Felix the 6th Omnibus available as well, comprising City of the Damned, Kinslayer and Slayer. Plus the short story Rememberers, and the 6th Gotrek and Felix Omnibus relates to the adventures of living pair during the days and the final days of the world that was. And then we also got shown that there's going to be a little Black Library sort of set of stories over this week, which we'll be doing reviews on every one of these as they come out. All different parts of the Broken Realms. They're going to be Oracle, Archmage, Dark Master, Everqueen, and God of Earthquakes. Some pretty cool authors in there. I can see Richard Strachan in there as a personal favourite of mine. Phil Kelly's written one as well, which would be cool to read. And a few other names that I'm not too familiar with. So there's going to be some cool Black Library stuff to come out with. So with that said, we got shown Get to Know Kragnos, the grumpy god who tried to rage smash all the eggs in the mortal realms. So the name of Kragnos was a forgotten one. Not since before Sigmar's reign has he walked amongst the mortal realms. Now he is set to return in Broken Realms Kragnos this Saturday, as we've just read. And he just looks like an absolute beast. You see a really good size comparison. He's almost up there with Mega Gargan size. So we get a little bit more sort of information about him as well. So before the time of men, Dwarden, elves, and even greenskins, the entirety of the Gurish heartlands was ruled by many monstrous races that towered over the lesser mortals of the area. One of these tribes was the Drokuk, powerful centauride beings that, despite their great strength and capacity of war, lived in harmony with the land. Legend has it that Kragnos was born to the rulers of Donts, a central nation for the Drokuk. And while his people were content to only take what they needed to survive, Kragnos wanted more. Scolded for beating his brother to a pulp over the right to court the same mare, the bad-tempered warrior struck out across Gur with only a small band of trusted companions for company. As they grew skilled in the arts of war, these Draka fashioned weapons and armor with exposed streams of magma, with Kragnos digging out the heart of a supercharged geomantic nexus to create his most prized dread mace. It was around this time he also recovered the shield Tuskbearer from a deep ravine, having been held there in fury when Gorkamorka chipped his tooth testing the great bronze shield like a man might test a gold coin. So we're starting to get a little bit more information. I really hope we do get to learn more about Kragnos himself. And it continues on, sort of just going over all this stuff of how the Oryx are drawn to him, his diet of Realmstone and Monster Marrow. And it really is interesting. I can't wait to see more and learn more about Kragnos. So apparently Kragnos' rage eventually turns against dragon-like creatures, the Dragonith, and so he really doesn't like dragons. So this would be a really interesting sort of little part of the story to go. and sort of see develop. And as we'll learn, he got some cool rules on his Warscroll, which we get to see. So Kragnos' Warscroll was revealed to us. And let's go through and have a little bit of a read of this. So to start with, we look at like just his general stat bar. The move is apparently goes from 10 to 7, so he's not terribly affected when he takes a lot of wounds. He's got 18 wounds, 2 up save as we already know, and bravery of 10, which is nice. So his weapon profiles, we've got the dread base, 3-inch range, which is really nice. This means you can hit things in the back of units and stuff like that. 6 attack, 3s, 2s, Ren 3, damage 4, and never drops. This is just really nice to have like a weapon that just doesn't get bracketed at all. His damage profiles never really go down too much. Tuskbreaker, which is his shield, 3 attacks with 3s and 2s again. Ren 2 only this time, but D3. So another like decent amount of damage coming out of that. And his Hooves of Rack and Ruin go from 6 to 3, depending on where he's bracketed. 3s, 2s to wound again, -1, damage 2. He just puts out a nice, decent amount of like damage. And he doesn't start taking any ill effects until he's suffered over half his wounds at 10 wounds, which is really cool. So let's start looking at these special rules. So he's a named character. He can be included in any army whose general has the destruction keyword. Kragnos is treated as a general in addition to that model chosen. You can include Kragnos in a destruction army even if he does not have any army's keyword on his Warscroll. If you do so, he cannot use or benefit from any of the army's allegiance abilities and cannot include any mercenary units in your army. And we can assume that he's going to... Well, actually, here's an interesting thing, right? He doesn't say here, he doesn't have the rule like Gotrek or the Gargants or any of that, where he ignores the rules for ally points. So this to me says, right, that he's going to be under 400 points. Because he's not got any of those rules that ignore any of the, like, you know, like Gotrek, for instance, has the rule where he can be an allied unit even though he costs over 400, same as the Mega Guns. With Kragnos, the fact he doesn't have that rule, to me, just says either 1, it's a mistake and they've forgotten it, or 2, he's under 400 points. Now, if he is under 400 points, and I've just read that stat line, I don't even need special rules on top of that, and I'd pay for under 400 points for that. So, really interesting. Like, he could be under 400 points. There's been rumors flying about that maybe 370. And if that's true, like, wow. He could be amazing. Like, really, really good for the points we're looking at. So, let's look into his ability, though. So, Bellow of Rage, at the end of any phase, if any wounds were allocated to this model in that phase and not negated, roll a dice for each other unit and each other defensible terrain feature within 6 inches of this model. If the roll is equal to or greater than the Bellow of Rage value shown on this model's damage table, the unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. This is friend or foe, or that defensible terrain is demolished. So he can demolish like garrisonable terrain. This doesn't mean he can demolish ironclads and frigates from Carrington Overlords, because they're not defensible terrain. They're treated like it, but they're not. This does mean it could disrupt things like the Realm Shaper engine, though. Designer's note as well. If defensible terrain feature being garrisoned is demolished, effectively the evacuation rules very similar to, you know, the Carrington Overlord sheet. You roll a dice for every model in them, and on a 1, the models are dead. So you can reroll charge rolls and hit rolls for this model whilst it's within 12 inch of any Star Drakes, Drakes, Dracos, and Dracolines. So there's a few interesting things here. The one we haven't seen a keyword for is Drakes. We've seen Star Drake. Obviously, we know what Star Drake is. We know what Dracos are. We know what Dracolines are, but we haven't seen Drakes. So maybe we got rumors for the Stormcast that there are new, like, Lith sort of Dracoth models. Probably that's going to be our Drakes, I would say. But cool, reroll charge and hit rolls while you're near them. It's one of those rules that's just cool to have. It's fun. It's thematic. Cool. Rampaging Destructionist. This is cool. After this model makes a charge move, you can roll a dice for each enemy unit that is within 1 inch of this model and pick one enemy monster within 1 inch of this model and roll 2d6. So you either roll a dice for each enemy unit or pick a monster. So if you roll a dice for each enemy unit, then on a 1 within 1 inch of this model, on a 2+, they suffer d6 mortals. If you get to pick a monster, you roll 2d6. On a 7, nothing happens. However, on any other roll, the monster suffers a number of mortal wounds equal to the score of the dice used multiplied together. So, for example, you roll 2d6, you roll a 2 and a 6, you would inflict 12 mortal wounds. So if you rolled a 6 and a 6, you would inflict 36 mortal wounds on that monster. That's enough to kill a Gargant. You roll a double 6 and you just kill a Gargant on the charge. +1 bravery as well from Icon Destruction to all destruction units hold within 12 inch. Nice, he's got a nice big base. This, you know, there's destruction units can make use of this. Probably not that great for like Gloomspite, who are going to be Battleshock immune and stuff like that, but cool. And then the Shield Envelope, we know all about this already. You roll 3d6 each time he's affected by a spell or endless spell ability. If the roll is greater than the casting value of that spell or endless spell, you ignore the effects. And then use the casting value on the spell or endless spell, not the casting roll. So it just clarifies that. I really love when they do these little clarification boxes. These are really cool. Please do more of them. I remember, which battle tome was it where they did these? Was it Slaves to Darkness where they did a few little designer notes next to stuff? Either way, this is just a really nice way you can do something just to clarify the rule. I really, really like this idea of designer notes on the Warscrolls, just to really clarify what they're saying without having to put, so they can put the rule in like the needed text that needs to be in the long winded version, but then give you the yes, this is how it works version, etc. So they can like clearly spell it out so that it can't be, you know, played around with, but then give you the quick little rundown as well. But yeah, destruction, monster, hero, Kragnos are his keywords. He's really cool. And then we got told that there's going to be a Dominion box set unveiling on a Warhammer preview. So, of course, like always, we're going to be doing a live stream during this, as we always do for all these previews. They're going to be unboxing Dominion, which is the Age of Sigmar starter box. Now, we obviously got told this is a rumor that Dominion was going to be the name, so I think we're getting Hobgoblins. All the rumors from Grimdark Live just continuously keep getting shown to be true. So this is going to be it. So it'll be on Saturday 29th of May, 6 PM BST. That's like 3 AM Australian time. So I will be tired in the middle of the night, waking up to come watch some Warhammer with you all. We'll do our normal live stream. And then, yeah, you can find out on Warhammer Community when it will be on. I'll put up our little thing. We'll probably start an hour or so earlier and get some painting done while we wait and see what's going to happen. But come and join us with that. Well, what do you all think of Kragnos' Warscroll, though? Are you excited for Kragnos? He looks pretty sweet. His Warscroll looks really, really cool. And I can't wait to see what he can do in battle. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and let us know what you think we're going to see in Dominion on the weekend as well. Well, thank you all for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. While you're on YouTube as well, why not go check out my featured channel section where there's a bunch of other fantastic Warhammer Age of Sigmar content creators doing everything from battle reports, lore videos, painting videos, narrative games, tactical videos, and more besides that as well. And if you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here at Cinderfall Gaming, you can do so by following the link in the description of the video to our Discord server. Lastly though, we'd like to give a shout out to everyone who helps support the channel via Patreon and YouTube members. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. Thank you to our patrons, Christian Weir, James Soren, Chaos Spawn, AJC, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shot First, James Crowder, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, Tim Newman, The Rising Ape, The Q Dynamic, Augustin Andreas, Lopez Diaz, and Anthony B. And thank you to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Firetine, Steve T, and The Real Zeop. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. If you'd like to help support the channel like they do and help us keep putting out Warhammer Age of Sigmar content and Warhammer content in general, please do go subscribe to Patreon or YouTube members in the description of the video below. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.